world is my stage, Rick. I'm on it every single day, so I'll be just fine. Or after this, Dave Chappelle could call me up and be like, yo, I want to hire you. I think I could write some material. I'm pretty funny.
Most of the time, popular culture draws a pretty positive picture of celebrity life, leaving out the difficulties and problems that regular people face. Chumlee, from the Pawn Stars cast, is a powerful reminder that even famous people can face problems and hardships in their lives.
The biggest difference is going from 12 employees to 60. We got more employees in the back of the shop than we had in the entire shop. I would do things like, this is not a joke at all. We wouldn't take a lunch break.
Many people love Chumlee, the lovable and funny sidekick on Pawn Stars. His attitude makes people want to be friends with him. The happy appearance, on the other hand, hides a complicated person who is dealing with personal problems. Come along with us as we strip this popular character back to find the struggles that lie beneath the surface. Chumlee's early life. Austin Lee Russell, better known as Chumlee, was born into a family of 6 in Henderson, Nevada, a lively oasis in the middle of the desert. His memorable name came from the way he looked, which reminded people of a happy walrus. Chumlee grew up in the bright city of Las Vegas. His childhood was full of exciting city adventures. His father was a radio DJ, and his mother worked in a casino. They were both typical Las Vegas types. Fate put him in touch with Corey Harrison by chance, and the two became friends, which would change the course of his life. Let's look into the interesting life of this odd reality TV star and how his friendship with Corey has changed everything. Chumlee, who plays the funny buddy on Pawn Stars, has a lot of different interests. His hobbies are very varied, from having a huge collection of shoes to enjoying video games. Chumlee is a petrolhead at heart, and his shed is proof of that. It has a collection of cars that would make any gearhead jealous. His path to a healthier life, which was sparked by a personal loss, is just as amazing. By switching from greasy treats to green goodness, Chumlee went through an amazing change that shows even the most unlikely people can go on amazing trips. Chumlee's story of going from working as a dishwasher to becoming a well-known TV star is the classic rags to riches story. Chumlee's first job was to do boring things around the pawn shop. It was a very simple job. On screen, though, he was often just the punchline of jokes, and people asked him stupid questions without reason. But behind the funny exterior was a strong desire to show his worth. In a memorable episode, Chumlee's surprising skill at pinball was shown. It showed off his hidden abilities and challenged the unfair assumptions that people had about him. The Pawn Stars story starts with an unusual friendship that forms in the toughest parts of childhood. For Austin, Chumlee Russell, and Corey Harrison, friendship would hold them together and help them make their own way. The Harrison family was very creative, and Rick and Richard Harrison were the ones who dreamed up the famous gold and silver pawn shop. With its huge collection of strange things, this Las Vegas landmark would become the setting for a reality TV show that went viral. At first, the shop was mostly about sports souvenirs and historical items. Customers were really drawn in by the beauty of valuable metals and gems, though. When Chumlee came in at the young age of 21, the shop started a new era. He was in charge of more than just simple jobs. He had to figure out how much jewelry was worth and be careful with old, fragile things. A Super Bowl ring that used to be on the finger of a famous football player was given a temporary home inside their holy walls. The shop also became a safe place for people who needed cash help and a lifeline for people who were addicted to gambling. In the end, it was this unique mix of business and humanity that caught the attention of people in the TV world. Reality TV show Pawn Stars gives viewers an interesting look into the life of the famous gold and silver pawn shop in Las Vegas. The show, which was created by Left Field Pictures, launched on the History Channel in 2009 and became a huge hit very quickly. This show is about the Harrison family's daily lives. Richard Old Man Harrison, his son Rick, his grandson Corey Big Hoss Harrison, and their longtime friend Austin Chumlee Russell are the main characters. From being a small family-run business, the pawn shop grew into a huge societal phenomenon. The success of the show depends on how well the family members get along as they deal with the strange world of pawnbroking. Every episode is like a roller coaster, with bargaining, history lessons, and surprising findings. The gold and silver pawn shop is like a treasure chest. It's full of all kinds of different things. Even though jewelry is their most popular item, they also have a lot of other things in their collection. Over 12,000 things have come through the Harrisons' doors, making them unintentional historians who keep stories and artifacts from the past alive. Each item could be the key to a piece of history, turning the pawn shop into an exciting place to find out more. The Pawn Stars team gives a full picture of the world of pawnbroking, from the complicated parts of evaluation to the hard parts of restoration. The Harrisons have become experts in a wide range of strange things, from sports souvenirs to fine art. Their skill at finding secret value in everyday items has made the show a must-see for history buffs, treasure hunters, and people who love reality TV. Because Rick Harrison liked to buy things on the spur of the moment, the pawn shop was often a high-stakes game. His tendency to buy things without a clear plan for how to get rid of them often led to tense talks and bad relationships with customers. Still, the fact that it was hard to tell what would happen next made the show more exciting. The charismatic Chumlee was a big part of how well Pawn Stars combined educational and entertaining elements. With his contagious energy and quick wit, he turned the pawn shop into a hilarious stage. Chumlee's job path is a classic rags-to-reality star story that shows how lucky life can be. A big part of the show's success was how lively it was, often like a high-stakes poker game. One smart reviewer pointed out that the Harrison family's on-screen interactions were a lot like the volatile relationships between reality TV's most famous families. Pawn Stars was a big deal in pop culture because it mixed history, fun, and high-stakes drama. Pawn Stars was a huge hit that went beyond the gold and silver pawn shop and started a TV business that is still growing. The success of the show brought attention to the skills of many workers who helped the shop run. Two people who became important to the Pawn Stars family were Rick Dale, who was good at working with metal and restoring old things, and Danny the Count Coker, who was great at fixing cars and fixing them up. Because of how talented they were given their own spin-off shows, American Restoration and Counting Cars. These shows made Pawn Stars even more of a household name in reality TV, captivating viewers all over the world with their unique mix of crafting and storytelling. Chumlee's rise to fame. Chumlee, the funny and strange cast member of Pawn Stars, has become a cultural icon. He was first a figure behind the scenes, but his funny timing and contagious personality quickly brought him to the forefront. Chumlee is often presented as the comic relief, but over time, his intelligence and resourcefulness have become clear. His understanding of pop culture, especially video games, has helped him figure out how much things are worth. The success of the show has led to Chumlee's personal wealth, which he has wisely used to his advantage. His desire to be an entrepreneur led him to make a great line of items, which shows how smart he is at business. Chumlee started out as a simple worker in a pawn shop and has since become a successful entertainer and businessman in many areas. A memorable performance by Chumlee as himself was seen on the American TV show iCarly in the episode I Lost My Head in Vegas, along with Rick and Corey Harrison. He expanded his business interests by starting Chumlee's Candy in May 2017. The candy store is right across the Las Vegas Boulevard from the gold and silver pawn shop. That same year, Chumlee had a small part in Jack Black's movie The Polka King, which made him even more well-known. Going from being a salesperson behind the counter and the Harrison family's village idiot to a featured role with Hollywood star Jack Black was a big change. Based on the things he's always loved, like Pokemon cards, video games, sneakers, magic cards, title rings, and skateboarding, Chumlee made a name for himself. Chumlee's transformation. Chumlee's path to health is just as interesting as his on-screen image. Chumlee was known for his love of cars and pop culture, and at first, his lifestyle matched his happy nature. However, a terrible loss set off a time of change. After his father died, Chumlee started a strict exercise plan and changed the way he ate. His determination to lose weight was admirable, and his early success showed how strong his drive was. While Chumlee's early attempts to lose weight showed great results, his journey to do so wasn't always easy. After that, he gained weight, which made him look for more extreme solutions, which eventually led to gastric sleeve surgery. This big step was a turning point in his health and fitness journey, and it showed how determined he was to get healthier all around. Chumlee's philanthropy. Chumlee has become known as a committed philanthropist who isn't just famous for being on reality TV. His on-screen persona is often linked with humor and a good mood, but his activities outside of acting show that he is a caring and generous person. Chumlee has used his fame to bring attention to important topics, such as autism. He showed that he wanted to make a change in other people's lives by taking part in the Anti-Up for Autism event. He has recently worked with the Children's Heart Foundation, which shows that he is still committed to helping good causes. People are moved by Chumlee's charitable work, which shows that fame can be a strong force for good. Another example of Chumlee's charitable work that stands out is his plan to host a special dinner for families whose children were born with heart abnormalities. His dedication to raising money for the Children's Heart Foundation shows that he cares about other people and wants to make a real change in their lives. Fans look up to Chumlee's ability to use his fame to make the world a better place. It's a reminder that famous people can be strong forces for good. He is now a source of hope and guidance for many people. The good things he does for charity show how fame can bring about positive change. Chumlee has shown a deep desire to make a change in the world by using his fame to support causes that are important to him. His actions show that fame can be used for good, encouraging others to join the cause and make the world a better place for everyone. Chumlee isn't actually an idiot. Chumlee, the charmingly strange character from Pawn Stars, has gone against the odds to become a successful business owner in many areas. At first, Chumlee was only supposed to be funny, but his cleverness and business sense have slowly become clear. His ability to bounce back from working in a pawn shop to running a successful business shows how strong and determined he is. Besides his role on TV, Chumlee has shown that he is a smart businessman. His move into the candy business, which appeals to nostalgia, showed that he could spot market trends and run a successful business. To go from working at a pawn shop counter to owning a candy store is a standard American success story. It shows that anyone can reach their goals with hard work and a little luck. Rick may have been annoyed by Chumlee's pranks on and off screen, but he was smart enough to see that his TV fame could help him make money. His desire to be an entrepreneur led him to make fun items like t-shirts with his picture on them, which turned out to be a profitable business outside of the show. Chumlee was the first of the 4 hosts to use their fame to make more money, which disproved the idea that he was just stupid. Beyond his business interests, Chumlee loved music. Because his father was a disc jockey, he decided to go to a DJ school to improve his skills. As a person who values professionalism and greatness, Chumlee went out into the lively nightlife of Las Vegas. In the city's lively and party-like environment, he worked on his musical goals even more, combining his love of music with his rising fame. Chumlee wanted to be a DJ, but he also wanted to find and push Las Vegas artists as a musical talent scout. Richard and Rick Harrison are the show's richest stars, but Chumlee is now worth more than Corey Harrison, who is Rick's son and a childhood friend of Richard's. This amazing accomplishment shows that Chumlee, who is sometimes called the village idiot, is smart and skilled in business and other areas as well. Chumlee's dark side. In 2016, Chumlee's life took a dramatic turn when he got caught in a legal mess. The famous reality star was in the spotlight for a long time because of a sexual attack claim which led to a search of his home. The case got even more complicated when an arsenal of weapons and illegal drugs was found. Even though the sexual assault claims were dropped because there wasn't enough proof, the damage to his reputation had already been done. The fact that the accuser was a co-worker at the pawn shop made the case even more complicated. There were concerns about the safety and work environment at the famous reality show's main location when the pawn shop was linked to the investigation. It took a long time for his job and reputation to get back on track after the investigation and charges were brought against him. The sexual assault claims were dropped in the end, but the damage to his reputation was already done. The event was a stark warning that everyone, even famous people, can be affected by the difficulties and struggles of being human. As a part of his legal settlement, Chumlee had to go to therapy and give up his guns. The event was a turning point that made him face his own problems and start over with his life. Chumlee finds love in adversity. A big change happened in Chumlee's life in 2016 when he had to deal with complicated court issues. But out of the darkness came Olivia Redman, who was a light of hope. He couldn't have made it through the hardest times without her constant support. Their friendship grew stronger, and in the beautiful setting of Honolulu, he proposed. People became very interested in the couple when they announced that they were getting married and gave her a 1.5-carat diamond ring as a strong sign of his love. People talked a lot about the pair after their pre-wedding photo shoots and public appearances afterward. It looked like they would be together for a long time. Would their love really last? Chumlee and Olivia. The relationship between Chumlee and Olivia was once a bright spot for the reality star, but time and distance made it hard for them to stay together. Their first relationship, which was full of hope and public love, slowly faded into the background. People began to wonder about the couple's relationship after they decided to stop showing love in public on their social media accounts. As the digital clues about their once perfect relationship disappeared, fans were left to figure out how they got apart. Their relationship may have ended because of the stresses of fame, the demands of their jobs, and the problems that come with being in a long-distance relationship. Even though no one knows for sure why they broke up, the end of their engagement was a big event in Chumlee's life. Since they broke up, Chumlee has avoided public shows of affection on Instagram, maybe because he learned something from his time with Olivia. It's interesting that the two seem to have kept friendly ties after their breakup. They show they respect each other on social media by following each other and sometimes liking each other's posts. Aftermath of Chumlee's loss of love. After he broke up with Olivia, Chumlee had to deal with another big problem. His weight kept going up and down. People thought that his weight gain was because of how he felt after the split. But Chumlee told People magazine that he had been struggling with his weight for a long time, and that it would change by more than 100 pounds every year. Chumlee's happy, larger-than-life personality had become a part of his public image. But his rising weight was very bad for his health. When he had to make a big choice, he put his health and safety ahead of the brand's image. Chumlee had a sleeve gastrectomy under the supervision of a doctor to fight fat and type 2 diabetes. Even though there were risks, the treatment was a big step forward. Chumlee was able to lose an amazing 163 pounds. This is a big drop from his pre-surgery weight of about 350 pounds. Chumlee's sleeve gastrectomy was done by Dr. Matt Apple, who praised him as a perfect candidate for the surgery and explained that it would successfully change his cyclical weight pattern. After surgery, Chumlee changed in a very noticeable way. Feeling better, he went back to social media to share news about his successful businesses and show off his accomplishments. His Instagram feed grew with new pictures and exciting events in his life, like how his card collection business grew. His newfound energy and success showed that even though he had lost weight, his brand was still strong and current. It showed that he could do well without being limited by his former larger-than-life image. Pawn star do America. When Pawn Stars Do America came out on November 9th, 2022, it was the start of an exciting new part in the beloved Pawn Stars series. It's a nationwide adventure with Rick Harrison, Corey Big Hoss Harrison, and Austin Chumlee Russell. They find hidden treasures in towns full of history and culture as they travel through the middle of the United States. In each show, the charming cast asks locals to share their most valuable items, which leads to lively bargaining and educational talks about the historical importance of the items. The show is a great mix of fun and learning, with everything from rock and roll souvenirs to famous neon signs. Pawn Stars, California was the only state where the original show took place. Pawn Stars. America goes across the country to find the interesting stories behind America's treasures. In addition to being very involved with Pawn Stars Do America, Chumlee is still a major character on the original shows. Season 22, the most recent season, can be bought on Amazon. It has fun shows like Pawn Aerator and Battle Pawn. In Season 2 of the spin-off, the cast went to places like Detroit, Tampa, and Santa Fe, and fans liked what they saw. Along with the main group, the show has experts from Pawn Stars and local experts from each city, which gives each episode its own unique feel. The pros and the cons of media and public perception. It's a double-edged sword that celebrities and the media work together so well. This relationship is especially clear in the case of Chumlee, who is a well-known character on the reality TV show Pawn Stars. Everyone sees celebrities through a strong mirror called the media, which can both improve and damage their image. Positive media coverage has definitely helped Chumlee go from working in a pawn shop to becoming a well-known TV figure. His likable personality and funny attitude have struck a chord with millions of watchers, turning them into devoted fans. But the media can also be a very strong enemy. There is always a risk to a celebrity's name that their character will be slandered through false stories or pictures. It can be hard to fight back against this kind of bad press, which leaves people open to public scrutiny and judgment. The story of Chumlee's rise to fame is a perfect example of how complicated the connection is between famous people and the media. The attention has definitely raised his profile, which has led to more business and charity possibilities. Millions of people love him because of his big personality and honest way of acting. But the same intense media scrutiny that made him famous has also shown how weak he is, showing how hard it is to keep up a good public image when you're going through hard times in your personal life. A skill that many people want to have is the ability to use media attention for good. Chumlee's charitable work shows that this is possible. But the bad side of fame, which includes intrusive news stories and harsh public criticism, can be just as powerful. At the end of the day, only you can decide if the pros of fame are greater than the cons.